What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Last night was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect the WNBA.
Angel Reese had more than one bad night. She experienced a complete breakdown. As if she were giving out presents, 0 baskets, missed layup turnovers. The most outrageous aspect was that her own teammate Camila Cardoso was prepared to ask for a trade midway. When your teammate's body language speaks louder than the coach's, you know it's serious. Camila was physically withdrawing, saying things like, "Girl, you're on your own." Furthermore, let's face it, this goes beyond a single subpar performance. Angel is playing as if she thought the WNBA was a TikTok live. All talk, no action. Fans are laughing as she airballs layups during the game and takes a few runway walks before it starts. Her teammates are separating, and the Chicago Sky are rapidly disintegrating. Stay put. Let's dissect everything. How? In just 2 games, the Chicago Sky transformed from hopeful to hopeless. The numbers speak louder than any social media post. So let's start there. Angel Reese had 0 baskets, 12 rebounds, 8 of which were offensive, and only 2 points while going 0 for 8 from the field. Additionally, many of those were simply her making up missed layups, so don't be fooled by that rebounding stat. Fans failed to notice hustle. They observed bewilderment. Likewise, Camila Cardoso. This is where the wild part starts. Whenever Reese made contact with the ball, Cardoso would clearly pull away, stepped away from her teammate. Literally, it isn't a coincidence. That is real-time chemistry breaking.
We witnessed exactly that.
Have you ever witnessed a teammate act as though the ball were radioactive? Cardoso, a 6 feet 7 inches center who should have been controlling the post, received very few touches. Each time she took a post, Reese would drive and either miss the ball or lose it completely. There is pandemonium, no recognition, no admission. Since body language conveyed a more profound narrative than the scoreboard, let's discuss it. At the time of that Liberty defeat, every time Reese missed, Cardoso physically separated herself from the group by sitting on the bench. Cardoso's shoulder slump wasn't subtle. She appeared to be prepared to switch teams at one point as she leaned away. The middle. This is where things start to get pretty crazy. Cardoso was marketed using this framework.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional, takes that out on the referees. Camila Cardoso visibly upset, and all of this falls.
She was persuaded to come play for Tyler Marsh. She appeared to be doubting all she was promised after believing in the vision, and who can blame her? Camila didn't want to be a background player on the Angel Reese show when she entered the league with the goal of winning a championship. She didn't sign up to be an afterthought, and she didn't come to watch miss layups. Is the Chicago Sky irreparably damaged?
Camila Cardoso, a player for the Chicago Sky, and she's just answered a question that will have the entire Chicago Sky team or fan base turning on her.
Want to discuss their first 2 games' historic low points? The Sky reported a 60-point gap. This is the worst start any WNBA team has ever had. Not only is that awful, but it's also embarrassing. And guess who has the worst plus-minus in the league? Angel? Reese on the Sky are 9 of the league's 14 worst players, plus or minus. Already, the Chicago Sky is collapsing from the inside out. Supporters are abandoning the team. Cardoso, Camila. That issue isn't exclusive to Angel. The entire team has collapsed. However, she is at the heart of everything, and supporters are requesting that Chicago transfer Angel Reese before things worsen. Angel Reese is now a sensation in the media. The self-described villain, the queen of clapbacks, and the power-forward runway model, but let's face it, she's all brand no buck at the moment. She has shot 5 of 22 from the field in her first 2 games, which is only 22.7%. For someone who lives in the notoriously terrible paint, out of her 17 efforts from within 5 feet have been successful, or 23.5%. She is therefore missing 3 of every 4 layups. That's unacceptable in the professional ranks, and it's not as though she's making contested threes. She is missing all of these open layups, bunny shots, and setbacks. It has achieved internet meme status. People are questioning whether she is actually practicing these shoots. Turnovers with 10 in just 2 games. She leads the WNBA. She is giving the ball away as if it were a raffle prize, but she is not distributing, finishing, or creating.
The Chicago Sky are already imploding from within. Fans are turning on the team. Camila Cardoso.
What causes Camila Cardoso to withdraw once more? Not only physically, but also psychologically. Every time Reese fumbles a pass or misses another shot, you can see her losing interest. I would like to know if you are Camila. What are you contemplating at the moment? Cardoso must believe she was duped. Sold on an idea that swiftly became a nightmare, let's compare this catastrophe to the events in Indiana. The Fever and Caitlin Clark recently exacted retribution on Atlanta. After losing once, they recovered. They performed like a team, helping one another out. Off the bench, Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are giving vitality. Aaliyah Boston was in control of the paint. Clark was in charge of distribution, and she made crucial decisions when it counted. That is the appearance of chemistry. In the meantime, in Chicago, while the bench appears to be watching a horror film, Reese is throwing up bricks. The Fever are doing more than just winning matches. They are creating a culture. The Sky they're creating justifications for.
A jogadora mai promissora da Liga tirando você, which means the most promising player in the league, apart from you. And that is obviously what she was asked. This is what she said to that. This is what she answered to that question.
Reese's terrible performance isn't the only sorrow here. She is bringing the team down with her. Her body language, teammates' disengagement, and the ball sticking slow down when she's on the floor. Instead of bricking layups, she seems to be posing, laughing, and clapping like she's a reality show star. In contrast, Cardoso plays defense, runs non-stop, and appears distressed when the team loses. One of them is attempting to prevail. The other one aims to get viral. When it counts in the locker room, whoever do you trust?
Of Angel Reese failing to control her emotions. We saw it against the Indiana Fever. Yes, she got hard foul.
The third game versus the Sparks was meant to be the game of comeback. Everybody's attention was on the Chicago Sky. They had the opportunity to silence the naysayers, secure a much-needed victory, and demonstrate that the first 2 blowouts were merely growing pains. Most importantly, the Sparks were without not one but 2 important starters. This was a gift-wrapped victory on paper. It was similar to basketball Santa arriving early, but they completely bungled it. Angel Reese's depressing tale is repeated. Wide-open layups that ought to have been automatic were missed. Fans covered their faces in shock after LA's airballed hook shot and lazy fouls that awarded them free points.